Howdy folks, welcome back to Railroader. It's bright and early here on day 6, I believe it's day 6. Yeah, day 6. We're chugging along, we're up to tier 2 on the industry, so we have, I think it said 11 cars were delivered to the interchange. Squealing around those corners. So we've got a few more cars to spot today, and I've also made some changes to the passenger train, so we'll be checking that out as well. Let's let Al work his way down the line here. And I'll see you down at East Whittier. We've made it down to East Whittier. We're just pushing the logs into the siding here. I actually have another cut of log cars back over on the interchange, run around track. It's kind of held there in reserve in case I need it. They didn't use the logs in time yesterday, so I just took this flats up last night, let them load it up overnight, and brought it down this morning. But now at tier 2, we're probably going to need those logs every day. The 2 different cuts. We'll see how it goes. There we go. Looking good, Al. Let you drop that right there. Let's pop over to number 1. See how we're doing over here. You'll notice the Sawdust Special has another car. Yeah, we got the observation car for that 20% bonus now. We need 6 more folks on here, so let's see if we can get them on board. Another change I've made with the passenger services, I've turned off timetables. I can make way more money without timetables and with less work, so... It was a fun experiment to see how that worked, but it just doesn't make sense for a solo run, especially with just 2 stations. So I can run this back and forth basically all day if I want to, every hour or 2. And I don't have to mess with setting up the timetable and switching the crew and all that jazz. I could definitely see on a busy railroad how the timetables would be pretty sweet. But it's just not needed for what I'm doing. Pull it down just a little further. That'll do. Just wanted to clear the crossing there. See if we have. Do we have any passengers waiting? Oh yeah, we got plenty of passengers waiting. So we're gonna get them loaded up. They should start loading here in a second. The observation car is full now. It only holds 25. It's a little fancier car. It's got bigger tables and whatnot. Here we go, 60 out of 60. Let's get this guy headed down to Ella. So what I've been doing the last day or so in game is just running this back and forth as I do the switching, and then once all the switching's done, I'll just skip time, you know, as needed. And line it up just about with that switch stand there, and that seems to work out. I left that switch thrown, so I threw that back. I had to come over and pick up one of these cars yesterday. But speaking of cars, I've got my switch list here. So what I tend to do with the switch list is anything that's not just the sawmill, because I know the sawmill, right? That's easy enough. I'll throw up here on the switch list as kind of a reminder. So you can see we've got one that needs to go out to Ella. We've got one each for Hollyfield and Stenzel over here at Whittier proper. And then we've got some stuff coming back to the interchange. A couple from Stenzel and this guy right here. headed back to the interchange. So that's what we've got to do here with number 2. Back over to him, and Al has dropped those logs off. They were already started unloading. So you're doing all right on coal to water. Got you topped off. I did top off the passenger train with water. It will need coal probably tomorrow or the next day. Somewhere in there. So let's check. Do we have any of these guys? Yeah, both of these are headed back to the interchange. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. Before we go anywhere else, this guy is not quite full, right? Yeah, he's about half full. We need to grab those cars before we go grab others to bring out. So we'll let Al do his thing, and we'll just kind of be the eye in the sky. All right, Al is homing in on the cars here, so let's get down here and do our job. All right, Al, you are clear to take those on back. Get him started, and then we got to figure out what we're doing here. So we can probably drop those cars here. If we take a look, we have that guy's going over to Ella. That's fine. We can drop him over there. Those are all the sawmill. And we have our Stenzel. Yeah, we got our Stenzel and Holyfield on the back end here. Alrighty. No problem. So we'll bring Al back to here. And we'll go and bump him up to 20. We'll have him come back there, and then we'll work on this cut. I don't really need this runaround track too much here. Since I have the cars delivered blocked by destination, they're pretty much ready to go. And I had a comment, I don't remember the name, I don't have it in front of me, but mentioned setting stuff out on the main, but in my lore, the main is in use by like the larger railroad. We're just the little logging subsidiary here. Sweeter Logging Company. So we can't block the main in my head canon. So it works out, at least for now, for what I'm doing, to just leave the extra cut of log cars here. But now at tier 2, we might be busy enough that this doesn't become a concern. Because normally when it's busy, you know, we'll either have cars spotted here or they'll be up on Connolly getting loaded. So while we're waiting on Al to come back here, let's take a look at our daily. So I made $973 on passenger yesterday. When I was doing the timetable, granted I wasn't maximizing with the timetable. I was making about $200. I could have made more with the timetable, but it would have been so much more work. Switching the train crews all the time, and just it's extra overhead. Whereas without timetables, I just run the train back and forth when it's full. We might do more with timetable when we expand to Silva. We'll see, because we'll then have Wilmot, Tillsboro, and Silva. So we'll have 5 stations instead of 2. We'll see. If it makes sense to add the timetables back in, I'll do so. Alright, looking good, Al. We pull those down here. And that's fine. Right in there. That'll do. And then I need you to come over here and hook onto this a little bit. There you can see that 20% bonus in action. We just got 102 for 85 fares. So while Al is running around, we're going to pop real quick over to here. Say we're coming back to Whittier and car. Let that get loaded up while we work. So he's going to have to run all the way down and back. It's a little bit of a pain, but it is what it is. So I'll put a cut here, and we'll see you when we're hooked up and ready to go. Okay, knocking off the handbrake. Got this guy ready to go. So I want to take this cut all the way up here. Hit those again. We've got these back two. And the front one that we need to knock off. So we'll do a little switching up here. Let Al bring this train up here and then show you what I've got planned. All right, that'll do, Al. In fact, I could have stopped you a little sooner. So I've got Stenzel and Holyfield that we don't need right now. So I'm going to peel those off. And I'm going to stick those over here. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. This is the way I've been doing it. Works pretty well. And while Al is moving, we're going to go check in on number 1, see how he's doing on the loading. He is very nearly loaded, just got 6 more to go. Very nice. So we'll keep an eye on number 1, and when he's ready to head back to Whittier, we'll get him queued up. So you probably get the idea here. We're going to set these 2 off, and then we'll leave this one here. Pull these cars back and work the sawmill. Then we'll have the 3 cars ready to head out to the west. All right, that'll do, Al, right there. Excellent work. Come back over here and hook onto those. These cars probably wouldn't go anywhere, but they are full, so we'll throw a handbrake on them. A feature request I still want is when the mouse cursor hasn't moved for, like, say 5 seconds, it disappears. Sometimes I forget to move it out of the way. Gotta get those nice cinematic shots with no mouse cursor. Maybe I should check. I think there's a suggestions section on the Discord. Maybe I should suggest that. All right, you're good. So let's hook you up. And then this last car is the one that's heading down to all the way over to Ella Farm Supply. So we can unhook from that, throw the handbrake on. Now this car needs to go over here. So we're going to go drop it off. Drop that off right there. There's a way I used to save an overhead position, and then I would switch to something else. And I cannot for the life of me remember how I did that. Maybe I used to have my person standing here, and it was like a overhead view of my person. Yeah, I don't remember. I had this cool trick for keeping my overhead camera spot. I don't remember what it was. Oh well. Let's pop over to number 1, and it's 56. All right, so just a few more minutes. They will be full. Take it away, Al. Do your thing. All right, we got paid for all kinds of stuff. Let you loose, and then we'll stick you over here. Yeah, those are all going here. Just double checking. It's easy to get the boxcars mixed up. I've done that before. Accidentally bring a Stenzel over here. I think these are all empty, so it's not much of a chore to sling these around. Yeah, these are all empty. So old number 2 makes light work of it. All right, that'll do, Al. Lovely job. All right, you can come back out here and let's grab these 2. Then we'll grab the 3rd one and we'll head on down the line. And as Al gets situated over there, let's check in one more time on the passenger situation. Should be full. Yep, we are full indeed. So let's pop over here to Whittier. Make sure we have the right locomotive selected. That's important. Add $1 for every time I've commanded the wrong loco to do something. Probably buy another boxcar. All right, number 1 is headed back to Whittier. You guys hooked up. Knock off that handbrake. Grab this car. Then we'll be heading down the line here shortly. Good couple, Al. And you're laced up and you're good to go. Go ahead and set you to normal operating speed and we'll get you sent on down to the siding. Let's do this. Let's have you come in this way because I want you on this siding. We're actually going to set one car over here and then run around. We have to do some running around. We'll set you there. And that should do what I want it to do, I think. I don't have little arrows yet. But then I will have to sneak over here and grab that car at some point. Alright, Al is heading for Whittier. The passenger train's heading for Whittier. And I'm heading to work. So it's just going to be a quick jump for you guys, but it may be quite a while for me. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, made it up here to Whittier, so I'm going to show my switch and moves, and we're just in time to catch the passenger train pulling in here. So what we got here, I need to refresh my memory. It's been a few hours since that last cut. So we need to drop off Hollyfield. Sometimes I call it Holyfield, but there's 2 L's, so it looks like it's probably Hollyfield. Hollyfield or Hollyfield? Something like that. So we need to stick that guy right over... Nope, not flare. Control G. There we go. If you didn't know, Control F puts a flare down wherever your mouse cursor is. If it's close enough, it'll replace. If it's far enough away, it'll put another one down. That's how I used to interact with the engineers back before we had the beta branch with the automatic engineer. We used to just have road and yard, so you could put a fusee down or flare, and they would stop. Now with the waypoint modes with automatic engineer, it's a lot more easy, a lot more intuitive. Why are you just continuing to ring your bell? Yeah, that'll do. I'm going to turn the bell off manually. All right. Good to go. He's still unloading a few passengers. kick that handbrake off. So it looks like we're delivering full tankers here. Don't know that we need to lace those up, but we'll go ahead and lace them up anyway. So they must deliver this heating oil out to customers from the tank cars. We'll get a building here someday. So now that we have that done, we need to get this up into Stenzel, but I had to pull forward enough to get this car off. We need to pull these guys back a little bit, run around. We also have these pickups here, you'll notice. So I think the thing to do is to grab those first and then do our shuffling around here. So the challenge is always to think a few steps ahead. These two guys need to come out. So we got to do some shifting around. So we could pull these guys out. Stick them here. We don't need to shove that guy all the way back in. We just need to set it here and then go back and shove up that way and then head off to Ella, and then remember on the way back to grab these cars and that car as well. Like most situations, there's probably multiple ways to do this. I don't always pick the best way, but we'll get it done. You want to know the best way to do something, you just check the YouTube comments, right? There's always somebody in there that knows the best way. Or at least they think they do. Who have we got for handbrakes here? Just you? Alright, we'll release you. We need to get some hoses laced up here. Got some brakes, because we do have a little bit of a load in here. We got 30 tons there. 4.5 tons there. So I think we deliver steel and they make machine parts. Something like that. Okay, so we're going to stick those cars down here. Starting to wonder if Al fell asleep at the wheel there. Oh, we're looking over on the passenger train. The passenger train is empty, so while Al is doing his thing, pop over here and we'll say, you're heading back to Ella. Copy that to the other car. We'll just let that start filling up. We've only got, well, we've got almost a full load sitting there already, so. That's what I've been doing the last day or two in game. I don't remember exactly when I got rid of the timetable. I just run it back and forth, and I check it while I'm doing my switching. Once all the switching is done, then I can just kind of skip 45 minutes to an hour, let it fill up, run it back. Do that a few times just to get some money rolling in. This did cost, was it 8,000? 7,800? I had a discount. It might have been closer to 7,000. We spent, yeah, $7,065 on that observation car. I think it was 7,800 and there was a bit of a discount. Wrong button. Backspace closes windows now. Alright, that's good, Al. You can just stop right there. Put that handbrake on. Uncouple you. And then we need to stick that car here, basically. Could block the road a little bit. I have to push. I guess I should have. Probably should have pushed those on down while I was hooked up. I wasn't thinking far enough ahead. We'll get it done. Don't you worry. Sometimes I get in a hurry recording. I'm actually recording this rest of this video on my lunch break while I work, so I can try to get a video out tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So if you're watching this when it comes out, I'm recording this the day before. I got a little bit done before work, trying to finish it up here on my lunch break. All right, that'll do, sir. Handbrake on. You got to take the game time when you can get it. All right, so then actually we could just take these cars with us, so that's fine. I do need the Ella farm supply on our nose, or else we have to run around. See, if If it ended up on the end, we could run around it at Ella. That would also work. So one little trick here, if you're trying to hook up and the car is on a switch, what I found is if you go off to the side, it'll see the coupler. I don't know why that is, but you gotta go off to the side of the switch. Letting everybody know we're crossing that crossing. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. I know I had quite a few comments liking the longer videos, so I appreciate the feedback. I know a lot of you like the longer videos. The algorithm hates them. So if you do like the longer videos, make sure you're interacting with them. The algorithm knows that you like them. Those are all empty, so I think, yeah, he should know if I go here just to come back. So let's go into Stenzel, and that will be on the back of the train. That'll actually work out. I want to come down to here. Again, we have to offset. Try to go the coupler, it'll go on the switch, so just offset to the side and you'll be good. But you could right click to cancel. Looks like you have to hit escape. Alright, how are we looking on the passengers? Be 15 more? Probably by the time we're headed down to Ella, passenger train can follow us down there. Oh shoot, that's overhanging, isn't it? Stop! That's why my reputation went down. I don't know if I mentioned that. My reputation went down because my operation safety. I had this case here where a log car was overhanging a little, even less than this, just a little tiny bit, and it derailed my loco and damaged it. So, yeah, we need to go backwards. I forgot we were overhanging the track a little bit. Got ahead of myself. Sorry, Al. Doing great on water. I will have to get you some more coal. Probably at the end of the day. I ought to go ahead and fill that up. Oh, he's 60 out of 60. Let's go ahead and send him to Ella. And I can... Well, I need to run around. But he might just have to wait a little bit. I'll need to use the runaround track when I get down to Ella. Alright, Al, come down here. So are these full? Yeah, those are full. I might be able to push those if they were empty. You can manually push the cars. I think it's Shift R and from first person view. Don't know if I'd be able to push those with 70 tons of stock in them. We'll pull them back a little bit. I forgot to do that. I meant to do that when I came back from dropping the tanker off. And I just forgot. Got a little far out there. Handbrakes are off. Almost there, Al. There you go. That'll do. Alright, I just need you to ease on back a bit. I'll let you know when you're clear. Actually, let me just pull the pin. Now that you're clear. Now you can come back around. Let's watch the overhead view while Al does his thing. Probably could have sent this on down, but then we'd have to wait for it to come back. All right, about one car, Al. Half a car. That'll do. Ease on up. Al's in a hurry. I think he wants to get done and back to his coffee pot. All right, let's come on back and get this car, and we'll shove on into Stenzel. Let's double check here. Yeah, we are doing that right. Then this will be on the back of the train, so we can run around it at Ella, grab it on the nose, and stick it over in the farm supply spot. So that works out nicely. Do some in-person stuff. I haven't really done much in person on this video. Half a car, Al. Slow down. That'll do. Ba-boom. Al has arrived with much gusto. Hop up on the step. No, I need to give you a direction, don't I? I forgot about that little detail. There you go. Take her on back there, and I'll hop on this step. No cars or buggies coming along, so we're good. You're gonna get caught on the dock here. Be careful. All right, that'll do, Al. Right there. Okay, there's our farm supply car. I'm gonna hop back on the loco. And we can head for Ella. We're gonna be going fast, so I'll close the door. So we give him full speed ahead. Get him pointed down the line, and then we'll pop over here to Ella. Real quick. So I'm going to need him to pull into here. Grab that car. So we got somewhere about there. There-ish. Then, yeah, that guy's still getting unloaded, looks like. He's got farm machinery. So Al's headed on down the line, and then I want this passenger train to follow him. We'll let him do his thing. I'll clean up these switches, make sure they're where I want them after we're done. It's all look good. The AI usually puts them back the way they found them. If they found them in the wrong, you know, which direction you don't want, then that's the way they'll stay. These all just lined up for normal. Then I'm going to give him a little bit of time so this guy doesn't overtake us. See, it's definitely full. Any more we got waiting? We got another 11 passengers waiting. If I bring up the switch list, we can take these two off. And we still got these 3 pickups. And the 1 drop off on T is your switch list. You can turn that on. I went through that in other videos, but if you want to use the switch list, what you do is you put yourself on a crew. So I have the freight train crew, which I'm on. Z crew Kerbo. And the passenger train, I was using this with the timetable, set the train symbol, but got rid of that. So we don't even really need that, but I'll leave it in case we want to use it in the future. See, there's a join. I'm in the freight train crew, and then when you're in that crew, then you can use a switch list. You can see this is switch list, freight, and then it cuts it off. But handy just for keeping track of things. All right, let's get number 1 going. He is on full speed. And I want him to come in, stop at the passenger station, and then pull on down here out of the way. No, I will be running around first. I want him to stop before he gets... So his usual stop point is lined up with that switch stand. All right, number 1 is headed out. So we'll let Al rock and roll his way over, and I'll see you down there at Alla. Did I say Alla? Ella. I hear that train a-coming. Coming around the bend. Is that a Johnny Cash song? Here at Ella, standing on the station steps. I have magical technology, so I beat Al down here. He's letting everybody know he is here. So I need him up past here so we can get an engine on behind. Yeah, that ought to do. Right there, Al. That's good. Set your speed back to 20. And I'm going to have you actually cut off everybody. Now I need you to run back around. Actually, run back around to here. Because the passenger train is going to be here soonish. Yeah, I hear it coming. We'll have to work around the passenger train. Let him go down there. Meanwhile, I heard the passenger train. It didn't. I looked around the bend. Yeah, here comes the passenger train. I thought I heard something down that way. Actually, let me switch back over to this guy. So if I set you here, I need room to scooch around him. And if I have to pull the passenger train up, I can while we're switching. I don't know exactly where it needs to be in the like the catchment area. Also, R brings up your engine roster. Another handy shortcut. Really glad they added that. Got so many nice quality of life features in Railroader. It's a joy to play. We'll see. I don't know if anybody will get off here or not. Might have to pull up a bit. Looks like maybe not, because I think they would normally be unloading by now. Yeah, we'll have to pull up a little bit. That's okay. All right, we got number 2. I want you to come back to here. Don't run into the passenger train, Al. Okay? Actually, let me just tell you to go here, and if I need to stop you, I will stop you. Should have enough room there. You don't get too crazy. Actually a good screenshot. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Now we can tell number one to pull on up. Start disembarking passengers. He can do his thing. I'm back here with Al doing our thing. Half a car, Al, and that'll do. Just need to cut you loose here. Beautiful. And then let me hop back aboard. I'll guide you on into the farm supply. We need to come over there. It's just that easy, Al. Yep, now they're offloading the passengers. So we are all set. The old sawdust special has arrived. We waited quite a while before we whistled for that crossing. Not much traffic over here in Ella, though, to be fair. Hey, we're looking at your train. You were just about done. You can start loading for the return trip. There we go. Got that dropped off. Got paid for the passengers. Life is good. Go ahead and lace those together. Since they're sitting there, and then Al, we can come back onto here. I think, should we run backwards? Operationally, we want the cars on the back of the train. Would save us a lot of running around. So let me tell Al to go here. And he may not want to do that. He may just, yeah, I think he's just going to give up. So let's go ahead and get him out on the, let's get him out over here. Once the passenger train is out of the way, we can get him around the train. He's just like, no can do, boss. How many passengers we got here? What's this? We got plenty of time. Let's go ahead and wait, say, 15 minutes. That give us enough passengers to... Yeah, there we go. Now we can fill up the train and send it back. All right, 60 out of 60. Number one, I need you to go back over here. There you go. Back over to 2. He's headed on out of town. All right, Al, how do you feel now about running around these cars? Feel better about it? He's ready to rock. Okay, passenger train is headed back to Whittier. I'm going to run around, get Al hooked up, and I'll meet you back over in Whittier as well, where we'll end out the morning's switching. And that'll be it. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, we made it back over to Whittier, right behind the passenger train, which is getting loaded up for another return trip to make me more money. I like it. And we're grabbing this car here. It is miscellaneous. Looks like they're shipping stuff out from the depot here. We got all those cars. I just need to head on back, drop them off. We are done with the morning work. So I'm going to tell Al to come all the way back over here. And just hook onto these cars right here. That'll work. There you go, Al. And how is the sawmill doing? Getting close to a little over halfway unloaded. Very cool. So the day chugs on. That'll be it for this video. Al's got to run down to the main and then back over here on the passing siding. Thanks as always for watching, folks. Have a great day. And I'll catch you in the next train adventure.